Welcome back to the channel, guys. Arthur here from Draft Media. Today we look at the freshman wing from Michigan, Caleb Houstan. Houstan has found limited success when driving to the basket. Most of his makes come in transition and off the ball movement. He's averaging 10 points in 32 minutes per game. He doesn't possess the tightest handle and is timid around the basket. His athleticism doesn't jump off the page despite standing at 6'8". His offensive capabilities are immensely limited. He's shooting 38.4% from the field, which has a lot to do with his inability to finish inside. If he's already struggling to attack the rim at the college level, it will only progressively get worse against NBA level centers. This play shows how this can become a problem. Because Houstan doesn't pose much of a threat inside, his defender chases him off the line while the big man inside has to pick up on Houstan. A third defender comes inside to take away the role from Dickinson. This leaves Houstan one-on-one against the big man, which of course ends in a desperate layup attempt. Houstan also doesn't have a go-to move that he feels comfortable with. Whenever he goes up with it, it's almost like he's unsure himself. His game lacks confidence and aggression. It's for this reason that I expect to see Houstan spending significant time in the G League next year if he decides to declare, because as it stands, he may end up as an offensive liability in the NBA. As alarming as his finishing has been this year, he is averaging 2.4 free throw attempts per game while shooting 78% from the line, which is a good sign. The biggest attraction with Caleb's game is his three-point shooting. He came into this year as one of the more highly touted prospects with hopes he can become an elite 3-and-D wing with good size. Unfortunately for Caleb, his shot has struggled this season. He shot 35.5% from behind the arc on 5 attempts per game. Nearly 60% of all shots attempted by Caleb have been from 3. So if his shot isn't falling, his presence on the court really isn't felt. In his 16 worst games shooting-wise this season, he shot a combined 7 of 65 from 3, which is right under 11% while averaging 5.5 points per game. But in the remaining 18 games, he shot a combined 53 of 104 from 3, which is 51% while averaging 14.1 points per game. It goes without saying that he is a very streaky shooter. A lot of this comes from his inability to attack the paint. If he can't punish defenses for running him off the line, getting his shot off consistently is going to be a difficult task to complete. Incorporating a one-dribble pull-up would give Caleb a way to counteract this. Another way Houstan can use his gravity to his advantage is by hitting the roll man when running off these curls. However, we haven't seen it too much, as he's only averaging 1.4 assists per game. He shows he's able to make good reads from time to time, but the volume just isn't there. Michigan also put him in some pick and roll action as the ball handler, where he made some decent reads to find his teammates. Caleb has also identified the defense triple teaming his drive to where he finds Eli Brooks wide open both times. Although we see that he is capable of making good reads, he is posting a negative assist to turnover ratio. He's averaging 1.5 turnovers per game, and they primarily come from bad passes. His ball placement puts his teammates in bad situations to where they lose the ball themselves. Being 6'8" and 205 pounds is one of Houston's greatest appeals. While still raw on the defensive end, his good defensive possessions usually end in a block or a steal. His wingspan is unconfirmed, but it's safe to assume it's near 7 feet long. My NBA comparison for him is Kevin Knox. His frame indicates untapped defensive potential. Objectively, it hasn't been good this season, but he still has all the tools to make it a part of his game. We see how he struggles on defense when faced with the screen. He more than likely will need to add on some muscle to be able to fight through them. He's not the most fundamentally sound on defense either. He leaves his feet too early and often ends up in jail, which leaves his big man in bad situations. He's also struggled off the ball. He'll get caught ball watching one pass away and isn't able to recover fast enough. And on this play, he completely loses track of his assignment on a pin down, which leads to an open three. His interior defense has shown some promise against guards and forwards. He goes up vertically to challenge shots, but again, his game needs polishing all around. Thank you guys for watching. Consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel to join the Draft Media family.